Let's get ready to rumble. Welcome to Joe Jackers with Bob and TC on IntellectualRadio.com. Yeah. Again, that's IntellectualRadio.com. I am your host, B.O.B. Bob, but I will go by the name of Robert Lee or Jr. if you insist on being formal. And as always, from the South Side of Chicago, Illinois, let's give it up for my main man, Martise TC Wash Senior. What's up, homeboy? You was in traffic, right?
Not in a good little mood. My Cubs down 3-1. So
oh man, you know, hey,
right
they gotta fight, man. They gotta earn it. You ain't win a World Series in 100 years. You gotta earn it. You gotta fight for it. That's all it means, man. You gotta keep.
I ain't giving up on them. They all right.
Yeah, you gotta fight. They gotta win at least one game.
At least one at home, man. At least one.
But hey, man, help me bring out my guest today.
Oh yeah, let's bring her in.
From the South Side of Chicago, Illinois, the way of Richmond Park. Let's give it up for Cynthia Butler.
Thank you.
How you doing, Miss Butler?
I'm doing good today.
I really appreciate you coming out here.
I appreciate you making an offer to me.
Oh yeah, you always been the truth ever since I met you, darling. You've been the truth. Now, why don't you tell me what you do in Richmond Park, real quick?
I am the senior trustee. I've been a trustee for 18 years. That means I've been elected 5 times.
5 times.
4-year terms. So, you know, people must like me.
Right.
You
so
know, I'm doing my job. I'm doing a good job.
So you're a career politician is what you're saying.
No, we ain't going to say that.
You know how to maneuver behind the scenes is what you're saying.
Robert, I do not like to be called a politician. There's bad
a statesperson. You're a statesperson.
No, I am a community servants person.
Okay,
serve the community.
That's what's up. That's
right. I'm not a politician.
So what's the difference between that and a politician?
Right.
Because there's a bad stigma behind politicians.
Right.
You know, everybody think they crooked and they lie, and I'm not crooked, and I'm definitely not a liar. I'm there for the people. So I'm there to serve them. Whatever I can do to help, that's what I do.
So you don't have to do any what you call two-faced backbiting in that form of what you do. You don't have to be honest.
I'm always honest. No, I don't have to do any of that. You've been to our meetings.
I know I've been to y'all meetings.
You've seen me sitting
there. Y'all ran me out of there. Y'all ran me out of y'all meetings.
Wait, no, that's not true.
I had to get out of y'all meetings. I was going to get my head chopped off.
You know, I'm the one that's always up front, and I'm there for the people.
Yeah, I wanted to
be honest and be out there for the people.
That's where I connected with you. I connected with you at your meetings, and I felt like you and those few of the board members, board partners. I want you to tell everybody how Richmond Park hierarchy is set up. In the sense, you have the board of trustees, the village trustees, and then you also have a president.
Yes.
Which y'all call a president, which is like a mayor.
Yes, the village president is like the mayor. But our form of government is the day-to-day operations of the village is by the village manager. Okay. The board has no control over any of the staff. We can't hire, we can't fire, we can't do any of that. The only one who reports to the board is the village manager.
Oh, that's it.
So yes, that's it. So that's the only person that we have any control over or jurisdiction over or can tell him what to do as a village manager. But you know, if you're a smart village manager, you go listen to your board, you go listen to your village president. He has meetings with the board and the village presidents. So he keeps us informed on what's going on. We give him input. We help where we can help. Like I'm constantly there. If there's any issues he has, he can talk to me about them. He can talk to any board members about those kind of things. But that's the form of government is the village manager runs the day-to-day operation. But the board sets all the policies, procedures, the ordinances, and things like that. We have to set the budget and approve the budget.
Y'all are considered is it home rule community?
No, we're not home rule.
Non-home rule.
We're non-home rule. Which non-home rule means that we have to go under all the laws and the jurisdictions of the state. Okay. Whereas home rule, they can set taxes, they can set things. We can't do that. Mm-hmm. We're non-home rule.
So Park Forest would be home rule.
Park Forest is only one way you can be home. There's 2 ways to be home rule. Either you have a population of 25,000 or you get a referendum, and the people elected to be make enough votes out there, and they elected to be home rule. So Country Club Hills is home rule because they had a referendum and the people voted for it to be home rule. University Park the same way. And that's why they can be called cities. Whereas if you're not home rule and you don't have the 25,000, you're a village. And that's why we're a village. So we're under the umbrella of the state. We have to go by the state laws. There's ordinances, there's things we can set, but overall the state trumps anything else that we would want to do, basically.
So which one would you guys, you would prefer being home rule?
We prefer to be home rule,
but you just don't have enough.
But it's hard to get it passed by the people because the only thing people think is they're going to raise my taxes.
What's the benefit of being home rule?
You can raise the taxes.
You can, that's the benefit. So it creates more money.
It creates more money.
Okay.
You can create taxes. Like one of the big ones when you become home rule is that you'll set stamps for when people sell their homes, whereas we can't do that. So they can have additional taxes on selling of a home, whereas we can't do that as a village.
Well, tell your mom hi. Tell your mom hello.
Hey,
if she's
Mom,
watching right now, she sent me a friend request, and I really appreciated that.
Yes, she did.
I was like, I didn't know her name. She typed in like, hey, I'm her mom. Like, I was like, okay. I said, that's what's up. So, hello, Mom. Yeah, and thank you for allowing your daughter to come on Jaw Jacking today. These are the pleasantries moments. We're gonna get into a conversation of politics, but real quickly, I want to give the call-in number. The call-in number is 708-223-8953. If you want to chime in on any of the conversation we have going on currently, right now, too. I want to make mention of Basketball and Beyond program that I'm running on Tuesday nights, every Tuesday until May. So it started in October. It's from kids from 5th grade through 12th grade. So if you have any boys, I would be specific on that regard because my program is only for boys. So any boys that you want to come bring out to Basketball and Beyond, the address is 19051 South Halsted in Glenwood, Illinois. And I will be running the program until May. So your boys can come in and have some open gym. And they will also have a discussion. So we make sure we have a discussion and say a prayer with them and send them back to you. So, anyway, before we jump into the conversation real deeply, it's almost 8 years to the day that I took a buyout from Ford Motor Company, inspired by this message called Hope and Change by President Barack Obama. So it's almost November will make 8 years that President Obama really inspired me with his message about hope and change. And I want to start the conversation off with y'all since President Obama is coming to the end of his term. What have you guys taken from President Obama's presidency? And do you feel like his message of hope and change, has it really accomplished what he designed it to accomplish? Either one of y'all, anytime you want to.
Just wait to see.
Go ahead, Cynthia.
I would say he was inspiring for hope and change up until this election time.
Until
we're into this election time, because we're going through the worst election period that I can remember in my lifetime, and I've been through a lot of elections.
Okay.
And the hope that people felt out there, I think, is kind of dwindling because they're so worried about this election time. Because if a certain person gets in, we kind of feel hopeless out there. There's nothing positive. Only thing that's being bought in this election time is hatred. It's bringing out, and I'm gonna take this personally, just to give you an example. There's some friends that I've had out there that I never thought that they were the biggest that they're turning out to be. And it's really disheartening. People that I've been Facebook friends with, I've told them, do not reply to another message I put on Facebook, or I will cut you off. And I don't want to do that because they've been friends for a long time. But it's bringing out such negativity in this election that I never thought I would see in America. It's always been bad. We know what we've struggled. We know people have died for us to have the rights that we have. But to see it in 2016, what we're going through and the attitudes that you're seeing people come out with because of the hatred that's coming out in this election is just.
So you feel like you feel as though, did you want to jump in?
Yeah, I just had a question for her
Go ahead.
on what she was saying. When it came to, you said putting certain remarks on your page that you ain't like it. What I mean, can you explain on that? What kind of remarks were they?
Like, I will forward something around about what Obama has done for the economy, how he's increased jobs and things like that. And then I'll get comments about, oh, he ain't did nothing. What did he do? You know, negative things. And bring up, something that's extremely negative. This, he ain't bought no jobs out there. That we're in more of a deficit than we were before. I'm like, how can you say that? That's not true. So I would get this over and over again where I said, just do not respond on my Facebook page. It's not for you to respond. I have a right to put what I want to put out there. Just do not respond on my Facebook page.
Right.
So basically, if anybody don't agree with you, they can't respond.
No, it's not that they can disagree with me all they want to. But do not keep putting negative hatred things when you're talking negatively about the president of the United States. I don't appreciate it. You can put it on your own page. Don't put it on my page.
That makes sense.
I feel like one of the things that I was looking at with President Obama's message about hope and change, I feel as though he captivated America in a way.
Yes.
And I feel as though the American people let President Obama down. I think President Obama's message about hope and change was to empower the people to understand how to function government. That's what I believe his message was. I believe he was saying it to make you understand what the purpose of citizenship was. That means we have a collective responsibility with each other. We got to, and see, so Congress came out and Congress made their declaration that we'll never pass anything that President Obama does. Okay.
Yes.
But no, the point was he was saying we are who we've been looking for. And when you think about the politics in America, that's true. Because see, you're just a citizen. TC is just a citizen. I'm just a citizen. We're all individually just citizens. That's all we are. Yeah. We're one vote, one voice, one voice. But we're trying to take that voice into one sound. But it's all about the game of influence. So if it leads to a question of morally, what do we define? What do we want our culture to be? How do we want our culture to be viewed? See, and that's what it ties into with me with President Obama. Hope and change was about how we wanted our culture to be reflected in the world. Our outreaches to other countries, foreign policies, how we want to be viewed in the other world. I want to tie into this with Obama because it inspired me to get into radio. Mm-hmm. This is what inspired me to get into radio. I kept listening to President Obama talk about hope and change, hope and change, hope and change, hope and change, hope and change. And I went to listen to Al Sharpton. And it was like this extreme side that I was like, man, I don't completely agree with everything he's saying. And then I went over to Rush Limbaugh, which was the total opposite end of everything. So, I wanted to be able to create a rational voice. Go ahead, Cynthia.
And the hope and change, I also think that the president and Michelle Obama were trying to put out, it was
she's awesome. Michelle Obama is awesome to me.
The hope and change was also for our kids.
Okay.
It's to give them, you have a black president.
Okay.
They never.
He said semi-black.
I know he said semi. All right, come on, TC. Anyway, but come on, what is the thing? You got one little ounce of black in you, you black. So ain't no semi. He's our black president. He's our first black president that we probably thought we'd never even see it in our lifetime. And I know my grandmother never thought she would have seen it in her lifetime. But the hope is also for our kids.
Okay.
To let them know you can reach for anything you want to reach for. You can do anything you want to do. It's out there. It's out there for you. Our boys, our girls, it's there. So the hope is there. And the change is, if we can get a black president in there, you can change anything for the better. And that's how I look at it. You can change anything for the better.
I want to say this. I was listening to something President Obama a speech he gave, a book reading. Actually, it was a book reading of one of his books. I can't remember which one it was. It wasn't Audacity of Hope. It was the other one, Stories of My Father, or something like that. But he gave this speech when about the book. He made a statement. He made a statement that was so profound to me, and it kind of put us into this election season. He said, "Understanding is earned." He said, "Understanding is earned." And I was like, wow. I said, that's a pretty profound statement in the sense that that's what he used. Understanding is earned. So regardless of whatever President Obama was, he used a strategy to position himself to get an understanding. The understanding alone doesn't necessarily translate to policy. And I'm not trying to criticize President Obama, but I'm just trying to look at because he said it at a time before he was even it looked like he had aspirations to run for president. Okay. So understanding is earned, meaning you will have to sit down and you will have to listen to a lot of, like a community organizer. You will have to sit down and listen to all of the issues of a community or of a world or of a state, or you will have to listen to the issues, and you would see you're earning understanding. You're earning the understanding. So that can come off as an appearance of the ability to be able to do something maybe you can't do, or maybe the expectations on what we expected him to do because he earned his understanding. What did we expect him to do? It's a question. I'm not trying to attack President Obama. It's a question. Okay, go ahead.
I mean, you know, tell the truth with facts right quick.
Okay.
Of course, Obama to me is the man.
Oh yeah, no question.
He the man.
Okay.
I was happy when he won president. I was happy.
I cried too.
I mean, for real, I was really happy and I was really proud. And then I also keep the same perspective. Just because he won and he's a black president, I'm holding to the guys that lines of every other president we had. I don't think he's supposed to be a special, different president. All the presidents we didn't have, he's still a president. He didn't do no worse than any rest of them. So let's give him his props for that.
Exactly.
But Obama tricked me big time, and I didn't realize what he was saying to the end of his when his election is over, when his reign is over. He brought change, all right, and a lot of change he bring I don't agree with at all. That's just how I feel. I don't agree with it at all. A lot of the change.
Okay, meaning what type of change you don't agree?
I don't agree with the same-sex marriage, his stance on things like that. Then, like the first, let's be real for a minute. I'm not mad at him because it's part of the game. When he first won presidency, he got a lot of people to vote. You got the youth to vote. You got them to stand up and engage, and then you got them involved, and he won. And this time, his ploy for the second election to me was he need another demographic vote that he need to lock down. So it was to the gay rights and the gay people. It started including nothing wrong with you make a decision on who you want to have sex with, but let's keep it real. You can't force that on everybody's life. And I believe he ushered in a beginning of a lot of values and morals. I just all against me. I don't agree with it at all. I don't agree with 100%. I mean, at all. I don't agree with what Clinton talking about doing, what these Democrats doing, but I gotta vote Democrat. Let's be real, because the Republicans is not really for us.
Right.
But I don't agree with nothing they talking. Half the things they're talking about. I don't agree with the transgender bathroom situation. I don't agree with half the things the Democrats is ushering into this world just to get a vote. Let's just be real for a minute. I'm not knocking him as a man. I'm proud of him and I respect what he have done. And to me, he's a role model. But let's look at it for what it is. These Democrats done started. It's sad that we don't want to call someone vote Republican because they're not for us. But I'm ashamed to say I'm a Democrat. I don't want to be because look what they believe in. Nothing. I agree with Hillary as far as it's the choice of the woman when it comes to abortion. I agree with that. I don't agree with the Republican stance where the government got somebody gonna tell you what you should do with your body. I don't agree with that at all. But as far as I believe with Hillary when it comes to her gun control stance. Keep the rules like it is, but make it harder and consequence in case somebody mess up. She's not trying to take the guns away.
Right.
So I can agree with that. They do need some stricter laws. But when it comes to making that community a race, you telling me because LBGT, LG, whatever they want to call it, I don't agree with none of that. They ushered into this world. Okay, you're not gonna tell me that when you had a son, you wanted him to wear pink. You need to stop it.
Yeah,
Let's be
that's
real
true.
for a minute.
Mhm.
And then because that's the new demographic for the votes. Now you giving. I don't understand. It's nothing wrong with the sexual choice you decide to sleep with. If you decide to sleep with someone in the same sex as you, that's your business. But and if you want to walk around here and pretend like you're a boy when you're really a girl, pretend like you're a girl when you're really a boy, that's your business.
That's right. That's true.
But don't make me have to accept it and force it in my house and my rules. And that's what the Democrats just ushered in. And that's one thing I'm totally against. And Obama started it. They just keep it real.
You are listening to Jaw Jackins with Bob and TC on IntellectualRadio.com with our special guest Cynthia Butler. We'll take a quick music break soon as the music come on, and then we'll meet y'all on the other side of the music break to finish this discussion about politics, President Obama, and the current election right now.
It's one of them sad moves. Go Cubs, go.
Welcome back to Jaw Jackin with Bob and TC on IntellectualRadio.com. The call-in number is 708-223-8953. And if you're listening on Facebook Live, thank you very much. We always appreciate you supporting, joining in a conversation in any way. And we have our special guest, Miss Cynthia Butler from Richton Park, Illinois.
Give it up, give it up.
Yeah. And I want to share with y'all something real quick. I was talking to my son the other day, my 18-year-old son. He called me the other day. He said, "Hey, Dad, I want to ask you a question. Dad, I want to ask you a question." I said, "What's up, man? Go ahead, shoot." He said, "Man, who you voting for in the election? Because whoever you vote for, I'm going to vote for." I said, "Man, I had never been so stuck in my life based on the conversation y'all had going on before the break."
Turn that on.
off of what you were saying, TC. Um, what you were saying was profoundly true, in a sense that when I asked the question about culture, like how do we want our culture to be seen? You know, this feel like a distraction or something.
I'm sorry.
It's all right. It's all good. But anyway, the reason why I wanted to jump in there, what you saying, when my son asked me that question, I had to almost agree with you about what's being ushered in. I agree with you 100%. 100%. It feel almost voting for Democrats almost feel like going against God in a way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It does. It feel like you're going against God in a way. It's because you ushering in a culture that is just lawlessness. It's just lawlessness going on. And I want to say this to say, I don't necessarily believe that just voting Republicans mean you're with God, because racism and some of the sentiments that's being felt from the Republican Party. But I had to answer the question like this to Justin, just so y'all know how I answered it. I said, well, I got to look at my own household. I got to look at the issues in my own household. I have a 23-year-old son that's in the Air Force. Okay. I got a 23-year-old son that's in the Air Force, and I have an 18-year-old son that's a type 1 diabetic.
Oh.
Right? And I cannot vote for anybody who gonna have my son in a position to go on a war, and I cannot vote for anybody who possibly could interrupt the benefits he's getting, his medical benefits. Yes. So, regardless of how people, oh, God will take care of that. What I'm saying is my vote has got to be cast from the issues of my own household. What that does for me is it brings down my passion about who I like and who I don't like. I'm just looking at these two issues. These are the most important issues to me. Period. Yes. I don't want my son in war, an unnecessary, arrogant war, and I don't want my youngest son lacking benefits for his type 1 diabetes. So what party represents, or what person represents making sure that those issues are secure for me? That's how I gotta vote.
It makes sense.
Now, anyway, I know you wanted to jump in here on President Obama and everything you wanted to say. I just wanted to share that with y'all. So now we opening up the conversation for this election, Donald Trump, Hillary Clinton, everything is open up right now.
What I wanted to bring the point out is that, yes, we have a president. Just like every city has a mayor, every village has a village president. But it's one thing that we seem to forget. We know how Congress, the House, the Senate, everybody, they've just shut down a lot of things that the president wanted to do. And then we say, well, he hasn't done anything for Black people. What has he done for the Blacks? He's supposed to look out for everybody, not just the Blacks. But the thing is, you got to remember is that the president is only the president. He does not set the laws. He signs them in. But things can sit in session forever. There can be a bill that somebody puts out there, and if the politicians, the House or the Senate wants to hold it, it will sit there forever. Mm-hmm. So it's not the president who makes those bills. It's our Senate. That's how come it's so important that we vote and put the right people in the House, our representatives or our senators in there. Just like on a local level. A lot of people don't realize how important it is for them to vote on the local elections. And we get 17%, about 17% of the people in the South suburbs vote in April, when it's just your lower level. Not
17%.
That's it. About 17% out of very, very low.
That's.
So when I'm up for election in April, the April time, when you have the villages that are up, or the school districts, or the libraries, or any of those, you got 17% turnout. The biggest turnout is for the president. And they don't realize at their local level, that's what you really need to take an interest in.
Absolutely.
Because that's where the stuff that's affecting you locally is.
That's right.
But the president, village president, mayor, they have to sign it in. They have to agree. But on the local level, the president doesn't even vote.
That's how you've been reelected so many times. You know them 20 people you need to go get.
You got that right. You got to know the people. You got to be good to them. You got to respond to them when they're there. Mm-hmm. But they're the ones who vote. The presidents don't vote. The mayors don't vote. They don't have to vote. You don't even have to know their hand on how they feel on the issue. And most people don't realize that. When we have a vote coming up, just like we just had a vote on getting a red light camera on the corner of Cicero and Sauk Trail.
Y'all wanted it?
That's the vote that came up, was on that. I'm not for red light cameras. But none of our residents know necessarily how the president would have voted, because the president doesn't have to vote unless it's a tie.
Right.
At the local level. So we can say what a President Obama has not done or whatever, but his hands are so tied with a lot of things he was trying to get through, that he was trying to get them to get bills to pass. He wanted law in. They just shut him down on it. Shut him down on it.
Yeah, it's a compromise. And you don't know what a politician is made of until they're faced with the compromise, in my opinion. You can make promises all you want to until that door shut, slammed, and then somebody who's really influential behind the scenes is telling you how this gonna go. And now that's what the merit of any statesperson or any elected official is made. That's when their real what's inside of them show up.
Right. Because when you're running for office, you're gonna make all the promises in the world. You gonna say, I'm gonna help lower your taxes. Right. I'm gonna bring in, no, they don't say help, they just, I'm gonna bring in businesses. They are not even out there to bring in the businesses.
It'd be a whole bunch of swear to God. I swear to God.
It's the staff, it's the departments, that economic development or whoever that's responsible for that.
Right.
We're not responsible for bringing in businesses. The only thing that we do to help bring a business in, there's a big conference that's down in Las Vegas. We might go there to talk with some of the businesses when we have meetings with them. But the day-to-day on bringing in business, that's why when I run, I'll say I will assist or I can help. And there's not a whole lot of helping we can do, because that's the staff's day-to-day job.
As a politician, though, what do you do to make, what do you do to even say anything that'll make Rich and Park appealing? I mean, how do you assist? I'm just a question. I'm curious, since we got a politician in the house.
Right.
Or you don't like being called a politician, but we have one of
I'm
those. One of those individuals in the house. Tell us, like, just be transparent for a minute, because I think that's what President Obama was trying to be when he initially ran. He was trying to make the presidency office, the seat of the president, transparent.
Right.
But I don't think it's possible to be transparent as a politician.
Well,
how do we do that?
Just like we were talking about saying you can do something that you know you can't do. You have no control over certain things.
Mm-hmm.
The best way in being transparent, that the way I do it, if one of my residents asks me about something that's going on within the village, I'm gonna be open and I'm gonna be honest with it. When it comes to our doing the budget, we gonna be open and honest about the budget. What we can do, what we can't do. When we have residents complain about why don't we have more police, or why do we have not more in public works or different things like that, you have to be open and honest with those things. And that's what I do. I'm not going to sugarcoat anything. If it's not the case, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I'm going to tell the truth, and I'm going to be as open and honest about it as I possibly can. Now, if it's something we're discussing that's an executive session, I can't talk about that. Executive session items, I can't talk about until it comes out to the public. And there's only certain things that you can talk about in executive session, anything, and that's real estate, employee things, or lawsuits. It's very limited on what we can talk about that's not before the public.
Let's shift gears real quick to the current election. Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump.
Mm-hmm.
What have y'all learned about this election? And who you support, if you don't mind being transparent about who you support?
I support Hillary.
Why?
I support Hillary Clinton because a lot of times people say the lesser of the two evils. She's a lesser of the two evils when it boils down to it.
Real,
but I don't agree with a lot of the things that they're making big issues about, like this email. Come on. There is not a politician out there, I don't care if they're from the House, the Senate, at the federal level, the state level, the village level, city level. You tell me any one of them that you can't go to and they don't have their email on their phone.
Right.
Come on, this is 2016. This is time of technology. So how did she do anything that's so bad? Because she had her own server. Server is a server. Whereas each one of them can go and pull their mail that they're getting that may have confidential information down on their phones. So what if their phone get lost? Somebody can go in and get their mail and see it. What they need to be worried about more is all this hacking that's going on. So if you hacking, can get it. I don't know who's hacking, but whoever's hacking.
I'm just saying, who's hacking?
Whoever's hacking. If it's Russia, if it's the as Trump said, the big fat 400-pound man that's sitting in his bed. Whoever's hacking, it doesn't matter. Hacking is going on. That's what they need to be more concerned with, because they doing more damage than what she done did just by having that all this mail stuff that they're talking about, which is crazy.
TC, you want to jump in here real quick?
Yeah. So you saying that the 33,000 alleged emails she erased, got rid of, or destroyed? You saying that's what normal politicians do?
I'm not saying that's what normal politicians do. I'm saying that's a day-to-day activity that anybody would do. I don't care if you the House, the Senate, or if you the 400-pound man sitting in your bed.
I'm gonna relate this to sports real quick. You know, when they wanted Tom Brady phone about the Flakegate, you know, they wanted his phone, and he destroyed his phone for whatever reason, you know. Now, why would you destroy your phone and you know the people want your phone? Why would you destroy the evidence? Why would you think someone destroy evidence?
It might be something they didn't want them to see.
Okay.
Apparently.
So,
but he might have been guilty about something. But
exactly. So my point I'm making is
there was plenty of email, and one thing about emails, they'll never go away. So if they want to get them emails, they can get them from somewhere. You got services backing up service.
You're right, but okay, but let's be real for a minute.
You think Hillary's calling people super predators on the emails or something?
No, it don't matter. It don't matter what she was saying on the email. Let's just address it, even though it's coming from Trump.
Maybe those 33,000 emails were personal.
It's coming out, wasn't it?
They might have been talking about her daughter's wedding, her daughter being pregnant, or whatever. We don't know what those 33,000. So why are we gonna make assumptions about what it is? But my point is,
this the point I'm making real quick. If now it's coming from Donald Trump, so of course it's been taken half-heartedly, you know. But let's be real. You telling me the feds can investigate you? And you got all these emails in your account, and you pick 33,000 to destroy and get rid of.
Do you know how long it take you to get through 33,000 emails?
You need some discipline. It's like they choose very
really make sure I get rid of these.
Wait a minute.
So she ain't know she sneak. I mean,
ain't that a shame that we don't? This is what we choosing from, like Hillary Clinton. I mean, in that regard, I mean. Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump, ain't that? I mean, do y'all feel at all disturbed about that reality the way I do? I don't know.
Yeah, because neither one of
them.
Hillary.
I was teasing with my grandson because he had on a shirt. They live in Virginia, but he had on a shirt, and the teacher said it had talked about him being president, and I was like, yeah, vote for President Xavier Butler. He can be president out of the choices that we got, and he's only 7 years old. So the choices we have, it is not the best that's out there. We will say that. But my point is to make a big issue about some emails and try to trump up putting somebody in jail, crooked Hillary, all that kind of stuff. Believe me, she has not done anything that all the rest of them are not doing the same thing to. That is my point.
This is another thing that stood out on me about Donald Trump, that he made me look at Hillary a little different again. When she said, "You're the only president in history that never turned over your tax return, that never filed taxes." And his response was, "You've been in Senate long enough, and you knew the law, you know the bill. Why you never changed it? Oh, because all your friends do the same thing." So her supporters, that donate support her campaign, he named out the names, stop throwing them out. They all do the same thing. So then it made me look at Hillary like, if that is true, why is it wrong? Because he did it, but your people can do it. What's the deal? Do it what? The same thing. Don't file taxes. Won't he named what?
No.
It's a different. He just has not turned them in.
Yeah, he
won't display it to the public.
Yeah, he won't display them to the public.
So I guess I'm not, what I
What I'm saying is,
I'm gonna pull up what I'm saying.
Here's the significance of that. Every president who has ever ran for president have disclosed all of their income taxes to show the patterns of themselves. They show the patterns of who they financially invest in, or how much money they've lost or whatever. He hasn't released his tax returns. And then it shows you how much taxes they've paid. Right. He won't release them. That ain't what Donald Trump said. The point you making is Donald Trump was saying all your supporters take advantage of some of the same financial loopholes that I take advantage of. Right. That's what he said.
Yep.
Okay, I'm gonna tell y'all can say yes all y'all want, but I sat there on TV and heard a debate and I heard exactly what he said, and that's not what he said. But y'all can say yes. Okay, now let's be real for a minute. When it comes to filing his taxes, he filed $980-some million he lost in certain deals, and because of that, he was allowed not to have to pay taxes for so many years.
And that's why he didn't want to release them.
No, hold on. The point I'm making is she was complaining. He's saying if it's why he haven't did it, and that was the reason why. Because if he so-called lost all his money, he claimed he lost on certain deals, so he's exempt him for over 20-some years without having to pay a certain tax. Right. And her friends do the same thing. Right. Don't file the same. Don't pay the same thing he's not doing. Right. That. So we agree with that.
We agree with that.
Okay. So my question is, what is the difference?
It's not a difference. The point is, if you running for president and you claim you transparent, you want to be transparent. You're a business person and you this smart. You running off this. This is what you running off. I'm a smart business guy. Right. This is what you running on. But then if all your paperwork show faulty business deals, lost some money here, you ain't doing none of the stuff you claiming that you saying you do. That's the significance of it. Right. Because your tax returns will prove what you're saying. If you don't release them, you can't. There's no way we can prove what you're saying. Exactly. You just going off what you call truthful hyperbole. That's what it is. You stretching everything. I'm a billionaire, right? But you only got $200,000 in the bank. That's what the tax releases. Right. That's all the point she was making. Right. He right, and what you're saying is saying that all of them did it. Warren Buffett, he started naming names. Warren Buffett, right? They all take advantage of that tax loophole.
So why are you gonna present it in a way?
Because you claiming to be transparent. So if you're gonna be transparent, now you're gonna say, yeah, I did it. Okay, I dodged taxes. Right. Okay, so you dodged it. Well, show us.
Right. But see,
because all of the presidents released them.
Right. He don't want to show it because he has not paid any taxes.
No federal taxes. He hasn't paid any.
I bet you if it shows, it's gonna show.
I got a question.
So you got a billionaire.
And wait a minute. And the other thing is on the charitable side. He claims he's given so much money to charities and he's done this, he's done that. And on the news, they all saying he has not paid. He hasn't donated anything. Everything he's promises to donate, he has not done it. So his taxes will show that as well.
I have a question. So you're telling me if he's doing all this, right? Yeah. All this technically illegal things, right?
No, it's not illegal.
No, it's not illegal.
It's not illegal.
It's a loophole. I mean, it's a tax loophole.
It's not illegal.
What was your question? I want to hear what your question was.
I'm gonna leave it alone for a minute. I'm gonna leave that alone for a minute.
See, I guess the whole point is the momentum. I guess the momentum that's coming from the Trump campaign. The momentum is based off of the reason why I brought up the question of hope and change, because hope and change was about a transparency from the presidency. That's what it was about. That was the original concept of hope and change. I'm going to be able to tell y'all how the system functions, how it works, and I'm going to let the American people be involved intimately in the president's seat. Now, we had a hope and change president for real, a real one with a real message, with a real intent. Because of some prejudice that rose in our society that blocked that. Now this other candidate was created because of those prejudice and because of that divisiveness. Now we're witnessing this other candidate manifest itself. Now We just went from a message to another extreme. There was a hope and change message. That's why I said I felt like in the beginning, I said I felt like the American people let Barack Obama message down. That message was for us as a people to rise in diversity and everything else we thought we wanted to be. We missed it. Now this other candidate has rose. Now we sit up in this frustrating campaign. This frustrating campaign when the real message has came and went, really. It really came and went. Now we're looking at, we don't understand why Trump has momentum, why Trump has this thing, because the hope and change message was really rejected. Whoever rejected it, all this group of people, it was and the lackadaisical 17% of those people who ain't showing up at the midterm.
But let's be real for a minute. I don't like that.
It.
I don't like when people always say only 17% of people show up, and I don't say people
midterm.
Come out and vote. I'm just saying that people come out and vote. But let's be real for a minute. In certain those villages and communities, I lived in Country Club Hills before. I lived in Park Forest before. Okay, let's be real for now. Country Club Hills, I'm gonna say live. I like Country Club Hills.
Okay.
Right.
The way they treated you, if you're a Country Club Hill resident, the way the police treated you, I mean, A1 Country Club Hills.
I like Country Club Hills.
But these rest of these ones, especially like Richmond Park police, let's be real for a minute. No, ain't do nothing to me because I'm legit, okay. I'm legal, but they not right. They do. You walk, I used to work and come down that street. Okay, you ride down that Salt Trail Street from 57 and go all the way to 290 down there, and run past them. And
290 or 394.
394, the one all on the east. Okay, you're going from west to east.
Right.
Okay, let's be real for a minute. I don't never see no politicians or the ones we end up voting. Not speaking for you per se, so don't get personal on me, but I'm being 100 with y'all.
Okay,
trust. Our people win, get in there, and forget how the police treat us. Let's be real, because from what I see, everybody want people to come out and vote, but then when we try to talk about what's going on, what's really going on, I don't never see any politician go up against these police stations.
Well, I have you to know.
I'm sorry, I don't see it. I said it never happened.
Well, what you don't see is one thing.
Right.
But you can ride through. It's one thing about it that I always say sometimes that I wish the Richmond Park did take more control as far as the traffic and going through there and getting people more. But now that's not the case. You're talking about back when you're talking about when we had more of a all-white police force. Police chief was white. Now we have a black police chief, and she's a female.
Yeah,
and it's a female. Okay. And I speak up all the time for our people, all the time. And I have taken our police force to task about things that have happened. It was one time with my son. It was my son. And I would not never let our police force do anything that is not right to any of our residents or anybody going through our town. I don't care if you black, white, purple, Hispanic, or whatever. Right is right and wrong is wrong. And I think what our police chief has installed in our police force now is totally different than what it was 10 years ago.
Okay.
So just come on ride through Richmond Park now and you'll see the difference.
I'm not talking on 10 years ago. When was this? I'm just asking, when was the lady voted in for the police chief? How long
when was she elected? She's been our police chief for about 6 years now. I think 5 or 6 years at least.
So I'm not talking on 10 years ago, no 5 years ago at all. No, not at all. I'm talking about recently. I'm talking as in.
Well, if you come through Richmond Park and you have any issues or any problems, you contact me and you let me know. And believe me, I will address it.
We know somebody now.
I will address
somebody, baby.
And what the point I'm making, I wasn't taking like a shot just at you or nothing like that. But like in a lot of things, a lot of misinformation goes on. Like one thing I liked about Country Club Hills again was they had their own Access TV channel, and it will let you know what's votes coming up, that's how we about the red light tickets and how we didn't get one of the cameras in there because we was informed to show up.
All villages have access channels. We have it too. We post what our agenda is on we meet the second and the fourth Monday of every month. We always post what we're talking, what we're going to be voting on, what's going on, what we're talking about in work session, as well as this on the internet, as well as we have a marquee that's out in the front. that has when our meetings and things like that are. So our residents are always informed, and they're always welcome to come to any meeting that they want to come to.
Quick segue. Go ahead, tell us about whatever you got going on in Richland Park. In 2 minutes, do it fast.
Okay, the main thing I just want people to know about is that for your property tax, everybody has the right to appeal their property tax with the assessor's office. Richland Park on Wednesday, November 16th at 6:30 in our community center, which is 4445 Sauk Trail. We will have the Cook County Board of Review there. The commissioner is Larry Rogers Jr. They will be there where you can challenge your assessments to try to get those down on your home. And that's extremely important. Everybody should do this every year. Even if you get a reduction in your assessment, you should still go and challenge it every year.
Where can we contact you at?
Yes.
I can always be contacted at Richland Park Village Hall. That number is 708-481-8950. At any point in time, you can always just ask for Trustee Cynthia Butler, and they will get in touch with me, or they will give you my number, my personal cell phone number, and you can always contact me. But I'm always contactable by my residents.
Thank you for listening
Yes,
to Joe
thank
Jackson
you.
with
Wonderful
Bob and
woman,
TC
wonderful woman, y'all.
on IntellectualRadio.com with our guest Cynthia Butler in the building. Thank you, as always, from Intellectual Radio. Tune in next week on Sunday. Listen to Joe Jackson with Bob and TC.
Peace out.
Thank you.
Go Cubs, go.